go with the physical properties of d block elements. Okay, so the first physical property that you already studied, d block in the sense you will have in metals. So some of the metallic properties it will show, right? So that we will learn first. Okay, so the typical metallic properties which will be shown by your metal of d block elements. Typical metallic property. So which are those typical metallic properties? You know metallic property. It can act as malleable. Malleability will be seen. Malleability in the sense we can draw into thin sheets, right? So that is nothing but malleability, as well as ductility. Ductility in the sense we can draw that metal into thin wire. Okay, so that is nothing but ductility, and it is highly conductive in nature. You know metals in the sense the electrons will be there, so that's why it will help to move. Free electrons will be there, so it will move and it helps to conduct the electricity. So it is a good conductor, as well as it shows high tensile strength. High tensile strength is nothing but due to the strong bonding between these metals. Okay. So the pressure, okay, how much the pressure here applied also, that metal will not get break. So okay, so that will be considered as high tensile strength, and these are luster in nature, shiny in nature. Okay, so this some of the metallic property will be shown by your d block elements. And if you consider the group of 12, so that shows only some metallic property because it does not come under transitional metal. So some of the metallic property will be shown by your group 12 elements. So this is regarding metallic property. So we'll go with the second physical property. So your transitional metals, I am talking about transitional metals. Okay, it will show high melting point, high boiling point, and high hardness. Hardness, it is more hard in nature, as well as less volatility. So it will be having same reason. For that reason I have written together. Okay, high melting point, high boiling point, high hardness, and less volatility. So we'll go with the high melting point as well as high boiling point. So why it shows high melting point as well as boiling point if you consider. See this d block if you consider, as I said, you'll be having transitional metals. Why you will call? Because those elements it will be having incomplete d shells, right? So d orbital is incompletely filled. It's not completely filled, incompletely filled. So that's why it is having number of unpaired electrons. Okay, so number of unpaired electron will be present. So as the number of unpaired electron increases, the bond between those metals, so that will become more stronger in nature. Okay, so as the number of unpaired electron increases, stronger the bond. The bond will become more stronger. So when the bond is stronger, by then the amount of energy that you are going to give to break this bond, so that should be more. Okay, so that's why melting point or boiling point, as well as this is very hard in nature, and because of this strong bond, volatility, evaporation may be less. Okay, so that's why this is the reason. So it is having, due to the presence of unpaired electron, the metallic bond will become stronger in nature. So due to that reason, the melting point as well as boiling point as well as hardness will go on increasing. Okay, but volatility, that evaporating property if it goes, so that will be less due to the presence of strong bond. The bond is stronger, it is difficult to evaporate, right? So that's why less volatility. And now if you go with the this one only regarding transitional metals. What about your pseudo transitional elements? That is something like 12th group. So there if you consider, okay, so 12th group if you consider, then what is happening? You know the electronic configuration in the sense the d orbital is filled over there. Okay, d orbital is filled as well as your s orbital is also filled, right? So in the case of your 12th group, d orbital is also filled, s orbital is also filled. So it doesn't have unpaired electrons over there, right? So due to the absence of this unpaired electron, what is the bond will be present between those metals, that will be weaker. Okay, so now what is the energy you need to give? case of your 12th group. Okay, that is nothing but pseudo transitional elements. So this is regarding the second property of your transitional elements. So next we'll go with the next physical property of transitional elements. So that is high enthalpies of atomization. High enthalpies of atomization. Atomization in the sense how much energy you are going to give to form an atom. Okay, separation of atom, how it will take place from a compound based on the energy that you are going to give. So here it need high enthalpy, high energy you need to give for the form atoms. Why you have to give high energy? With the same reason. Okay, so when you go with these elements, in the sense transition elements, that will be having unpaired electrons. So due to that unpaired electrons, strong bond will be present. So now to separate this as atom, you need to give more amount of energy. Okay, so amount of energy whatever you are going to give to separate this, so that should be more. So that's why it is high enthalpy. In the sense you need to give more amount of energy to form that compound or that metal as atom. Formation of atom takes place by giving off more amount of energy. So that is third property. Fourth property it says atomic size. Okay, fourth property that we are going to discuss regarding atomic size. So now we will go with the series. In the sense now along the period what will happen regarding atomic size. As you go along the period, the number of shells will be same. Okay, so the number of shells which is present around the nucleus, so that will be same as you move along the period. So here as you move along the period, what will happen? Atomic size will go on decreasing. Okay, atomic size will go on decreasing. Why that atomic size will decrease? See, now center you will be having nucleus, you will be having orbitals, right? So now you know as you will move along the period, though the shell's size is same, okay, it is having same almost the same size, in the same number of shells will be there, but the number of electron it will go on increasing. Addition of electron will go on increasing as you move along the period. Okay, so as you move like this, the number of shells it is same, but the addition of electron it will go on increasing as you move along the period. So due to that reason, what will happen? The nuclear charge is also increasing now. Okay, so as the number of electrons will get added, the nuclear charge is also increasing. And you have to remember one more concept over here. So the D block it shows imperfect shielding effect or screening effect. What is meant by screening or shielding effect? Now nucleus is there, you will be having inner orbital as well as outer orbital will be present. So inner orbital will form a screen. Okay, the inner orbital which is present around the nucleus, it forms a screen. So when it forms a screen, by that time the holding capacity of this nucleus on that electron that will become less because it forms a screen, right? So that's why the hold or the effect or the force of this nucleus on that outermost electron that will be less. But here if you go D block elements, that shows imperfect shielding effect. In the sense a lesser shielding effect will be seen. So here shielding effect also will be less now. So that's why the nuclear charge or force of nucleus, the net force of this nucleus on the electron, the incoming electron, okay, so that will become more. The hold on the electron from the nucleus, that will become more. So what it will do? It will pull that electron towards the center. When it pulls, by that time the size will become lesser. Okay, so nucleus force of attraction on that the incoming electron, the newly added electron, so that will become more. So it will hold that electron and it will pull that electron towards itself. Okay, towards the center. So when it pulls, by that the size of that atom will decrease. So that's why atomic size as you move along the period, it will go on decreasing. Now for example, I have taken 3D series. In the sense this series elements I have taken. Okay, from scandium to zinc. So these elements I have taken. Now here if you see, this is the general concept that atomic size is decreasing. Okay, but we'll go with the particular series. By that certain variations will be there. Now for example, we have taken 3D series. Now here you can identify from scandium till chromium. Okay, from scandium to chromium, what is happening? Atomic size is go on decreasing. Atomic size is decreasing now. From here to here, if we consider atomic size is decreasing. Why that atomic size is decreasing? Because the screening effect is becoming less. Screening effect is less. So when that screen formation will be less, By that time easily nucleus can hold the electrons of the outermost shell. Okay, so that's why nuclear charge will go on increasing. Okay, nuclear charge will go on increasing, hold on the electron will increase, it goes towards to the center. Okay, so that's why atomic size will decrease. So this is happening from scandium to chromium. Next, here if you check the next group, that is from chromium till copper. See, almost the same the atomic size will be seen. 118, 117, 116. In that level only the atomic size will go. Almost the same atomic size will be seen. Why it is so? Here atomic size is almost the same. Almost same. Why it is so? Why it shows almost the same atomic size? Here what will happen? Again, nucleus is an inner orbital is an outer orbital. Inner orbital screening effect slightly increases. Okay. So screening effect here it increases slightly. Okay, little bit of screening effect will increases. Now as the screening effect increases, the addition of electrons will go on adding. Listen, that also will increase. So that nuclear power is also increasing. So nuclear charge is also increasing. Okay, so both are increasing now. Nuclear charge is also increasing. That screening effect is also increasing. So that both will balance each other. So these both are balancing now with each other. That's why the atomic size is also balancing. Okay, it shows almost the same atomic size when you go with chromium to copper. Next, if you consider the last one, okay, the last one is if you consider the copper as well as zinc, suddenly the raise in atomic size has been seen. Okay, raise of atomic size has been seen. The reason is here atomic size is increasing. Why it is increasing? Here the electron repulsion started increasing. Why the electron repulsion? 12th group that is nothing but will be having, doesn't have unpaired electron. All are paired electrons are present. So that paired electrons repulsion, because completely filled shells are present, right? So that due to that completely filled, electrons will be revolving. So between that electrons, the repulsion force will increases. So when that repulsive force will increase, that will move far away from each other. When it will move, by that time the size of the orbital also increases slightly. Okay, because attraction in the sense that will come together, right? So by that time size should decrease. But here repulsion of electron takes place, which is present in the last shell. So that helps to increase the size of the atomic orbital. So that's why the atomic size of orbital of zinc it increases suddenly. Okay, so this is due to electron repulsion. Okay, so this is seen when you move it along the pyrrhus. Okay, so now when we compare between the pyrrhus, okay, so when we compare between the pyrrhus, by that time, see, if I plot a graph, that is your metal, okay, metal versus their atomic size. Atomic size, if I plot a graph, you will get a graph in this one. So for example, first 3D series I draw. Okay, so 3D series when I will be drawing, see by that time I will get graph in this form. In this form I will get a graph. First it is decreasing. Okay, so it will go on decreasing, and from here to here it shows almost same. Okay, almost the same size will be seen. See, later it will increases. Okay, so this is regarding 3D. So now consider this is for 3D series. Next we will draw for 4D series. When we draw for 4D series, see 4D series as well as 3D series, you can see the much difference. The difference will be seen over here. Because why that difference will be seen? As you move down the road, the number of shells will go on increasing. Okay, number of shells will go on increasing. The shells as it increases, by that the atomic size also should be increased. When you compare with this, it should be more. So that's why this much difference can be seen between your atomic size. So this here also same thing. Slightly decrease. Okay. Then almost the same atomic size will be shown and slightly increase will be shown. So consider this is for 4D. Now for 5D series when you are drawing, you will get graph in this form. the 5D series graph will be shown in this form. What is the difference between these? As I said, as you move down the road, the number of shells, when you compare with this and this will be having more shells. So size is more, the difference of the size will be more. As well as when you compare with the next series, in the sense 5D series, there also it will be having more orbital when you compare with this. One extra orbital will be added, right, when you go with 5D. But then also the graph is shown almost the same regarding when you compare with the 4D series. Why? Because here what is happening, so this is very important, why 5D as well as 4D shows almost the same graph. The reason is important, the reason is here the filling of electron, how it will take place? First is your lanthanum, right? So lanthanum is D block, so the filling of electron will take place to D block. And next electron entering will take place to your F block. See, that is here whatever elements are there, 14 elements, that is a continuation of your lanthanum. So we are not supposed to get confused. For that reason we have removed from here and we have kept under F block. Okay. But that atoms that day, it doesn't know regarding all those things, right? So their filling, how it will take place after lanthanum, the next electron, when it goes with these 14 elements, the electron will enter to 4f shells. Okay, entering of electron will take place to 4f shells. Filling of electron will take place to f shell first. Then the electron filling will take place to your d orbital. Filling will take place from here. Okay, that's why there a contraction of orbital will take place, because filling of inner orbital takes place first. So inner orbital, when it is filled more, by that what will happen? The screening effect will become less. Okay, so imperfect shielding effect will be seen over there also. So due to that reason, nuclear charge will be more on the electron which is present in the last shell, because last shell in the sense will be having lesser electron, because filling of electron will take place first inner orbital. 4f is filled, after that it will go for 5d. Okay, filling will take place to 5d. So there less electron will be there. So it is easy to hold those electrons, so that it will, pull the electron towards the center, so that nucleus will, in the sense, the size of the atom will become smaller. Okay, so less size of the atoms will be seen over here. So here the contraction, whatever here it will be seen, that is mainly because of this lanthanoids. Due to the presence of electron or filling of electron, it takes place in f orbital. Then it will go for outer orbital, that is 5d orbital. That's why this here f block elements will show contraction. So that contraction will be called as lanthanoid contraction. Lanthanoid contraction. So due to the presence of this contraction, the atomic size will decreases. So the size will almost similar to your 4D. The next ones if you consider actinoid, also same thing will be seen. There again actinoid contraction will be seen. This is this F block elements will contrast. Here 5f will be filled first, then the filling of 6d will take place. So there also the atomic size will go on decreasing. So this concept will happen when you go with atomic size. Generally when we say atomic size, as we move along the period, so that will go on decreasing. But this is the thing that it is happening over there. Okay. As well as when we go down the group, the thing is the size will increases. Okay. Size difference is more as we move down the group, because shells will increase. But when you compare with 4D as well as 5D, so that shows almost the same graph, same atomic size will be shown due to the presence of this contraction, lanthanoid contraction. The filling of electron takes place in the f orbital. Inner shell is filled first, outer shell is less electron, so more hold of nucleus on the electron, so it will pull towards the nucleus, size will become smaller. Okay, so lanthanoid contraction as well as actinoid contraction will be seen in the case of your 5D as well as 6D series. That's why the atomic size will be lesser when you compare with other two series. So this is regarding the fourth property, that is atomic size. So we'll go with the next property, fifth property, that is ionization enthalpy. Now you have started in your 11th standard. What is mean by ionization enthalpy? Ionization enthalpy is nothing but the amount of energy is required to remove electron from the last shell. Okay, to remove these electron from the last shell, how much amount of energy that you are getting? So that is nothing but ionization enthalpy. You know now, as you move along the thread, the nuclear charge will go on increasing because of a less shielding effect. So nuclear charge as it goes on increasing, hold on the electron will be more, right? So now, whatever this ionization enthalpy, if hold on the electron is more, you need to give more energy to remove the electron. So that's why ionization enthalpy should be more. So ionization enthalpy will increases as you increase with the nuclear charge. As increase in nuclear charge. Okay. As this nuclear charge will increases, ionization enthalpy also will go on increasing. Okay. Now we will go with the variation which is present with ionization enthalpy. So variation is nothing but, see, when you compare with your S as well as P block, ionization enthalpy of D block is lesser. Okay. S as well as P block, if you consider, this D block ionization enthalpy will be lesser when you compare with those two. Why? Because S as well as P block, the inner shell. S orbital will be first, then P orbital will be first. Okay, next. So inner shell orbital, there it will be having more of shielding effect will be there. So here it shows imperfect screening effect. That's why here the ionization enthalpy will be lesser when you compare with your S as well as P block. Okay, so this is one variation. The next variation when we go, so here if you consider especially some of the elements. Okay, so how it shows the variation that we are going to see. The first element that we are going to discuss, that is chromium. Okay, how it varies with the your ionization enthalpy. So now if you go with the chromium, the atomic number of chromium is 24. In the sense, electronic configuration filling will take place as argon, noble gas configuration as well as 3d5 4s1. So whatever the ionization enthalpy, see ionization enthalpy when you go with the first ionization enthalpy. Okay, first ionization enthalpy is one energy with some amount of energy you need to give the removal of electron, and second ionization enthalpy is nothing more, so that should be more to give this to remove the second electron. So when you compare with the first, second, third, so second ionization enthalpy will be more. Okay, to remove the electron, as well as third ionization enthalpy will be more to remove the third electron. Okay, so now here if you consider chromium, if you consider the first ionization enthalpy, in the sense the removal of electron from the last shell, that is portion, so that will be lesser. Okay, so you need to write over here the first ionization enthalpy of chromium, so that is less. Why it is less? Because you want to remove the electron from the last shell. If you remove the electron from this last shell, then the remaining electron that is present in your d5 half-filled orbital, so which gives more of stability to the compound. So the removal of this electron, one electron, it is easy. Okay. So now in the same way, if you go with the copper also, copper 29 in the sense there also argon 3d10 4s1. So here also same thing. The first ionization enthalpy, in the sense the electron removal capacity, the amount of energy that you are giving, here it should be less, because as you will remove here, the completely filled d orbital will be seen, so that gives more of stability. But if you go with the second ionization enthalpy with both, now you have removed, okay, one electron you have removed, now it is 0. Now you are going to remove second electron. From where you are going to remove the second electron? That is from d orbital. So second ionization enthalpy will be more in the case of chromium as well as copper. Why? You are going to remove electron from the half-filled shell. Okay, so you need to give more amount of energy because this is there with the stable formula. So you have to give more amount of energy to remove the electron. So the ionization enthalpy will be more in the case of half-filled as well as completely filled. So whatever the metals will be there, the elements will be there, just turn in that half-filled shell as well as completely filled shell, or to get that stability we will go for bond. So here also same thing, removal of electron from this shell, it is much difficult because these are more stable in nature. Okay, so that's when you go with the chromium. Next we will go with the manganese. Okay, so manganese in the sense electronic configuration, here it goes as argon 3d6 4s2. Okay, so electron filling will take place when you go with the argon, that is 3d filling of the electron 3d5 5 4s2. Okay, so it is 1 extra. Next to chromium, 25th element it is manganese, 1 electron extra, 2 electrons, filling of 2 electrons. Here, in the case of manganese, filling or removal of the 2 electrons, in the sense first as well as second ionization enthalpy is easier, but removal of electrons from this third ionization enthalpy, it is difficult over here. So you need to give more amount of ionization enthalpy. This is more amount of energy you need to give to remove the electron from the D-shell. Third electron, if you are removing the removal, in the sense by that the electron should be removed from half-filled shell, right? So for that sake, we need to give more amount of energy to remove that electron. So ionization enthalpy will be more. Next, if we go with iron also, they also same thing. So here electron filling of will take place as 3d6 4s2. Okay, so next to this it will come. So first as well as second ionization is okay with this. Okay, so it gives, even if you give less amount of energy is also fine. First as well as second as well as third ionization enthalpy also, it is fine with the iron. Why? Because if you are removing third ionization enthalpy in the sense what you are going to remove 3 electrons. 2 electron plus 1 electron. So when you remove, what will be the electronic configuration? Argon 3d5 it will get. 3d5, 5 in the sense it will get half-filled shell. Half-filled in the sense extra, stability. So to get that stability, easily it will lose that 3 electrons. So amount of energy whatever you need to give for this, that will be lesser. Okay. So next electron, if you want to remove in the sense, by that you need to give more amount of energy because you are removing from half-filled shell. Okay, from stable shell. For that reason, you need to give more amount of energy. And if I consider the last group, that is the 12th group, if I consider zinc, their electronic configuration, there it goes as argon 3d10 4s2. So from here, the removal of electron is much difficult. In the sense, we need to give more ionization enthalpy to remove the electron from this shell. Why? Both are completely filled. Okay. Extra stability is present due to the presence of this completely filled d orbital as well as completely filled s orbital. So due to this reason, it will get a more amount of stability. So that's why removal of electron from the last shell, okay, so which will be having more stable, so that will be difficult. For that reason, 12th group, it will have more amount of ionization enthalpy when you compare with others. So this is regarding the physical property of transitional elements as well as pseudo transitional elements.